January, we had problems at the landfill. Has those problems been resolved? I mean, is the operator holding up his bargain on the deal?
I think that was more for him, but in my opinion, the county, let me start off. I pass on I-65 every day. When the winds come from the south, my house in Henryville at 160 and Forestry Road smells like a teenager's shoe. I'm not a fan of the landfill. Unfortunately, it falls to the commissioners to make a stand because they are in charge of refuse in the county. A stronger stance needs to be done. The county relinquished a lot of their control over that when they leased it out. There's been a long-going problem with waste disposal in the Speed area, at the landfill. But as far as my concern is, we need to either get out of the way, sell it outright, put the money in our pocket for something else, or we need to reacquire it, which financially I do not think is a feasible option. Those are the two options that I see. I haven't been privy to the day-to-days at the commissioner's office, but that is one of the concerns that I have, because on a nice moist morning when that fog's hanging and you go down 65, you better have your chuck bucket next to you. It's bad.
I live in the Starlight area. I drive past the landfill every day. And I hear the complaints every day. I know the landfill is not the most desirable thing to have, but it is a necessity for the growth of this county. We have to be able to get rid of the refuge. One of the biggest users of the landfill is River Ridge, because they're demolishing things there, and that has to go to the landfill in an economical way. The landfill has been with us since 1970, okay? It has always been operated by an operator, okay? We had an operator from 1970 up to about 2002, 2004, and now we have this operator that's been with us since 2004 up until now, and continues to be the operator now. We are addressing the issues with that operator to resolve some of the discrepancies that have turned up from IDEM. There are, I'll be perfectly straight with you, there are 11 violations out there, and they are addressing those issues. The landfill was never designed, as it is right now, to handle the waste that comes into there. I've learned more about landfills than I ever wanted to even know. I can tell you that right now. We have continual meetings every week about the landfill. We meet with IDEM, we meet with the operator, and we meet with our engineer. The landfill was built in 1970. And how many tons was coming into the landfill then? Somewhere around 20 or 30,000 tons a year. The landfill now takes in nearly 400,000 tons of refuse every year. When we were operating on about 200,000 tons, we could keep up with it, but now we're having an issue. We need to make some renovations out there. They're working on those to improve the gasification collection system. Our big problem is what we call leachate, which is the water that is absorbed through the landfill, is captured, and then has to be pumped out. Right now it's being stored in tanks and it has to be trucked out, which is a hazard to everybody. The tanker trucks leaving the landfill every day hauling this out. We're working on a program to have this pumped into a sewer main system, and that's what we're trying to procure right now to get that done, which will save the operator of the landfill and the county lots of money on getting rid of the leachate, and which will reduce the odor system, because we have old leachate hanging there that needs to be gotten rid of. And when we can make those improvements, we can help reduce that. Selling the landfill, that might be a great thing, but when you sell that landfill, then you're going to increase everybody in the county's expense to have their garbage picked up. Here again, we are thinking of our citizens and what's going to be best for them. We can continue to operate that landfill and make improvements to it. We can make this a viable thing for our community for a long time. Right now it's estimated the length of the landfill is around 200, up around 2030. It can be extended up to 2060 and beyond that. Plus, just says, well, why don't we just close it down? Well, then you have to monitor it. You have to cap it and monitor it. That can cost you $30 to $40 billion, and we don't have the money right now to close that landfill. And we're not about to put that tax burden on the citizens. We'll do our best to keep it open and get good people to do it. And if we have to change that, then we will. Okay?